Hello everyone, Subverter is here, subverting expectations with a quick guide about how to cap block to chance, how to know how much dex you need, and in general why it is important to have block chance, especially on hardcore characters, and particularly in this mod, Project Diablo 2. So, we should start from the beginning, right? The general idea behind why it's important to cap or to get the maximum amount of block to chance is because hits on your target on hell difficulty are gonna deal a lot of damage. So even if you put all points on vitality, there will be parts of the game where you just get hit by 5-6 different minions and you can't even get one shot with that. It doesn't matter how much vitality it is, it's not efficient enough. Whereas block to chance, the cap is 75%, so it's a big percentage of the hits you're going to block. So yeah, the basic idea is way more efficient to block it than to just take it, right? Why this is especially important on hardcore? Obvious reasons. You don't want to die, right? Maybe in softcore you don't want to spend so many points on block to chance. You prefer putting points on strength or even energy. Energy is something we don't put points on hardcore. But in softcore that makes clearing faster. You can put points on energy before capping block chance. It depends on your build. Why it's particularly important in Pro Diablo 2? Because of the mods, because of the maps. The maps have monsters with different mods. Replenish life, increase life, absorb, whatever, right? The vital ones that make block chance really good are Crossing Blow, Open Wounds, and Deadly Strike, right? So what are these mods mentioned that modify the attack of monsters on maps? Crossing Blow is a chance of hit mod that will cause the victim that gets hit to be their health reduced by a percentage. So instead of hit dealing 100, 200, 300 damage, you will deal a percentage of your own damage if you get hit on the damage on the monster. In this case, your own damage because we're talking about attacks towards the player, right? And why chance to block is important. Open Wounds. It will hit the target and apply a dot, damage over time. It's like a bleeding in many games, right? You get hit and then your health will go down slowly until the effect disappears. And Deadly Strike is what we will call a critical strike in other games. Is just get double damage. So this one and Crossing Blow in particular, but Open Wounds is also pretty relevant. It's not something to take easy. But Deadly Strike, Crossing Blow in particular, that gets a hit that is a critical strike and dealing double damage, and Crossing Blow that deals just a percent of damage, are example of why you don't want to get hit. In vanilla, there will be an argument you could go vitality over chance to block. It depends, of course. But when these mods are so powerful and on maps, modifying every single one of the monsters, you really never want to go hit because your vitality will not be enough to sustain all these Deadly Strike, critical, and Crossing Blow monsters. You want to block those hits, so only at 25%, a quarter of them go through, and you can react to them. Otherwise, it's just gonna be awful for you. So these mods can be found on maps. You can see the modification on maps, and enemies will have Deadly Strike with 10%. Will have Crossing Blow. So it's more relevant than ever that you don't get hit, because these mods will make enemies much more scary. So instead of taking the hit with vitality points, right, and then get a critical strike or get 5 critical strike in a row, it's better to have the block chance, and then you maybe get 1 critical strike, but you can out heal it with a fast elimination potion, and you won't get one shot. So yeah, with these mods on maps, it's more important than ever to have these this block chance. So because it's harder than ever to stay alive just with vitality points. So with that cover, yeah, chance to block is capped on the maximum chance to block on Diablo 2 is 75, and it's the same on Project Diablo 2, and you get that with Dex, the chance to block your shield or offhand has, and modifiers. Modifiers can be other items, or it can be abilities like the Holy Shield Paladin, right? And that sets what's the chance to block. That, as I say, is capped at 75. You cannot get over 75. How does the formula work? Let's explore it here, shall we? Okay, so the formula is different, but what we need to do is to clear the decks. So there is a formula, right, that sets how much that sets the chance to block based on decks, shield, other items, other skills, right? So what we do is put the dex tree away, we clear it out, and we are left with this formula, right? Dex you will need to cap chance to block equals and this is the formula. Your chance to block you want to cap. I guess I wouldn't say it here. You need to set your desired chance to block is equal to the chance to block you want to set. 75 is what we want to do on hardcore, right? And probably Diablo 2 because we want to cap it. You want 50 because, you know, there are characters that you don't want to cap chance to block. You have the sorcerers, for example. Why the sorcerer doesn't need to cap chance to block? Even on hardcore. Because of energy shield. Energy shield means that your HP, when you get damage, it doesn't go only to your HP, it goes to your mana. So it's like tanking without your vitality. That's exactly what chance to block does too, right? So yeah, it will redirect to the energy shield, and you will put points on vitality just to be a bit tanky once that the energy shield fades away, or you know, just put points in to hold better items on your character with a strength, for example. But normally you want on hardcore and more on Project Diablo 2 because of the mods or the map mods, I said, you want to cap it. And cap is 75 times 2. Why it's times 2? Because the formula is like that. It's just times 2. So you want 50 will be 100, right? You want it to be cap chance to block, then 150, right? So it's up to you. The chance to block you want times 2. In this case we want it to be 75, right? So 150 times your character level. In this case I'm level 93, okay? Divided by, and this is the tricky part. This is easy, right? You get the calculator 150 because it's the chance to block, or you put chance to block times 2 times your character level, divided by chance to block of your shields plus, let me put this very clear, plus the other modifiers. Sorry, but my notepad has changed my language. I don't know how, and I don't remember the American keyboard. Chance to block shield plus modifiers, where it is, you know, skills, other items. You need to put it here, even if it's over 100. Is you need to put them here. Again, this is basic math, right? You make this first because it's between parentheses. Then you do the division. And then last plus 50. Why plus 50? Because the chance to block in the equation is dex, your dex minus 50. So when you clear dex, it goes plus 50. Is how the formula works. I didn't mind it. I didn't upgrade it. I just follow it. It works. It works because I did it several times. It's just fine. Anyway, you can see your chance. You can put points until you have here the chance to block that equals 75, and this is your chance to block. So it doesn't matter what enemy it is. This is the chance to block. So yeah, this is the formula, because maybe you are going to respect and you want to know how much text you're gonna use, so you can calculate how much vitality, how much strength. I think it's worth it. It's not worth it. So this is the formula. Let's make it a quick example, right? With my character. Character is level 93. Okay, has 72 chance to block. This is like fucking maths, right, guys? But it is how it is, and has 2 Dark Star rings. I'm very proud of that. So we will go 150. That is 75 times 2, right? 75 the chance to block times 2 times the character level. That's 93, right? Equals divided by Homunculus is 72, but it has 2 dark rings. That is 10, right? 5, 5, 72. So it's 82, right? Divided by 82 equals 170 plus 50. And this is the dex I will need. But you need, this is very important, you need to round it up. You really need to round it up, okay? And of course, the dex you need is the dex with items and with points. It's not only points, it's just the dex you have on your character. Doesn't matter if you have charms or not. Be careful about removing items with attributes and items and charms with dex, and then not realizing it, because maybe then your chance to block goes down to 69 or 68 and you get one shot, okay? Be careful about that. And as we can see, 186. So it's 185 plus 1. You will say, okay, round down, right? Because it's the closest. That's not how it works. The game goes from 185 to 186. It checks on 185. You don't have chance to block. Cap. And then you need to go to 186. Is how it works. It's not like every point is applied, but not half points or anything like that. So you need to go from 185 to 186 to cap it. Even if it's 186.1 and 185.1, you need to round it up. And yeah, characters that don't need the chance to block, as I say, Sorcerer is one that you will need to. Maybe Druid, because you have the minions, right? But still, I will put the chance to block cap on every character except the Sorcerer, probably. If you're running softcore, maybe you don't want chance to block. It depends. On a Necromancer, particularly, I always will run chance to block. The Necromancer is a character that is very safe, but even on softcore, you rely a lot on your minions, right? And once your minions, or you are maybe out of position, you can get one hit and lose time, and if you're a hardcore, you lose your character, of course. So I will always recommend to cap it on the Necromancer. So yeah, I think I covered pretty much everything. This is what I want to cover. That's why it's important to have a high chance to block shield, of course. I got the Homunculus, that is very good offhand. And particularly has increased chance to block, because this Necromancer of hands usually have a very low chance to block, right? But this one particularly is very good on hardcore because the increased chance to block and the all resistance. Then that ring, very good for it gives life, fire absorb, chance to block, and you know what else you need, like magic damage things reduced. Like this is an amazing ring for hardcore. Gives you all you need. It's maybe a bit defensive, Maybe I could have +1 skiller, maybe here. Not the Stone of Jordan, but maybe something else. And yeah, I pretty much wanted to cover that. Maybe I can talk about defense. Defense is the chance that an enemy will have to hit you. So without defense, the chance to hit is based on your character level versus the level of your monster, even if you are hitting him or the monster is hitting you. What defense does is adds a modifier to that chance to be hit. So the higher the defense, the less likely you'll be to be hit. That combined with chance to block is very strong. On Necromancer, I lower that to get Bless Aim. Why Bless Aim? Because I rely a lot on my mercenary. I want my mercenary to keep hitting. But Defiance is a very strong aura that will boost your defense a lot and will make it even harder to be hit, because it's gonna be chance to be hit, and then that will roll the chance to block. That if you have 75 is a very low chance to be hit. When I had Defiance, I barely ever got hit. So there are characters that will want to use it, of course. Maybe the sorcerers, you don't want to high chance to block, but you want Defiance. Same on Druid. On Paladin, like casters, like for example, Hammerdin or Holy Fire, I think you want high chance to high defense, because you're gonna teleport inside the enemy pack, right? And then start casting. So you want high defense, and then high chance to block. If you are in the case of Paladin or Druid, I will go for high chance to block too. In the case of Sorcerer, not, because you have any shield, so you can skip that if you get to get more heal or more vitality or more strength. So yeah, basically that. I wanted to cover a bit a tutorial with the formula. The formula, you can just put points until the game tells you the chance to block is capped, but it's good to plan your character, right? You have 3 pieces you want to move, you have charms you know what to do with them, you have resistance you can cap or not cap with the charms or with the shield. So it's good to plan it a bit before respecting. Yeah, this formula, I hope that helped you out. I hope this tutorial helps you out. As a quick note, I will be releasing a video soon about 100 rounds on Andariel on Nightmare difficulty with my alt tune with a low level Summomancer. It will be fast paced video about how to clear Andariel 100 times. It will be like less than a minute most of the times the kills on Andariel. And I hope you guys enjoyed that too. Anyway, you want to watch my live stream, I'm on twitch.tv/supportthis, and then you can ask me all questions regarding chance to block, Necromancer, or Project Diablo 2, whatever you want. I'm not an expert, but trying to learn the game properly. And yeah, in the future I like making tutorials, so maybe in the future make something else. Maybe a mercenary tutorial, maybe something else. Or maybe I'll go directly to Ubers, the Pandemonium event and all that, and it's a video I really want to make. See you. Anyway, thanks for watching.